I may be closing roll 20. Okay, it looks like we're live at least. That's a step in the right direction. Not, we're on the starting screen. Sorry, surprise, you're live. Okay, I am going to quit a lot of windows that I think I can. Okay. Well, we're going to do what we can and see how this goes. Cool. Okay, if things go wrong, let me know and I will do my best to fix them if you notice. If you don't notice, that's fine too. Okay. Shall we go live and see if this works? See if I didn't fuck everything up? Great, here we go. And there we are. We're live. Hey everyone, welcome to Sagas of the Shimmering Seas. These are the chosen few. I am running tech today, which is why you possibly can hear my fan in the background. I apologize for that, except that, well, my computer can't really handle all this stuff. But it's kind of doing okay. I'm pretty pleased, honestly. Go computer. You seem to be doing a good thing. Okay, so we're going to see how this all goes. If there's problems, please let someone know, preferably me, so that I can try to fix them. I'm not at all stressed about the fact that I'm running tech. Let's do beliefs. Hey, everyone. You got some beliefs around there that we can check on into and see how they're going and see how they feel? Let's start with Celexa.
Can you come back to me? I'm wrapping up.
Of course. Let's start with Thea.
Okay, so Thea's guiding light is the same. She wants to get closer to the team, have the team be closer. Belief 1, Thea wants to find a way to thank Celexa for the Earth's blood tree on behalf of herself and the brain shrimp. Let's see what happens. Belief 2, while they're on the road, Thea wants to prove her worth and loyalty to the group by making sure they don't stumble on any surprises.
So you want to watch for surprises?
Yeah, try to keep everybody safe and in the know of what's going on. Yeah.
Nice. That sounds very good. I'm excited. Timothy.
All right. Well, as always, my guiding light is Timothy abhors the loss of innocent life. He will jeopardize himself and the mission to save even one life. And belief number 1 today is Celexa isn't looking so good, so Timothy will help get her to the town as quickly as possible.
I'm fine.
Sure. And belief number 2, we started last session. Narash and his off-planet flora has Timothy thinking, how is the rest of the natural world responding to the covering being lifted? Now that he's back in familiar territory, he will run some quick tests.
Excellent. Running some tests. Tests are good things to run. I like it. Nova.
My guiding light is the same. I will throw myself into danger to protect friends and family. My belief 1 is the same. I'm thankful to have the curse lifted off of me, and I'm going to make myself available for friends and help them on their own personal missions. And then my belief 2 is new. Nova is concerned about Celexa and will do what she can to help her feel better.
I'm fine. It's this Celexa. I love it. Caliban. Whoa. Narash.
That's okay.
The overlay is wrong, guys. It's because I am running this rather than someone else, and I don't have the new overlays. Narash, you're up.
All right, yeah, no problem. I'm happy to walk in Caliban shoes. My guiding light is the same. I'm trying to cultivate new friends and help hopefully get my companions to join into my quest. Belief 1. Narash hasn't gotten much good druid time in recently. While traveling, he will take some time to collect some sample flora and learn more about this planet's natural environment. Seeing that Celexa is suffering, he will try to druid up a sleeping potion to buy her some time.
Ooh, fun. I like it. I'm down.
In Belief 2, the tainted citrine algae remains a mystery, and Narash will continue to explore what has been done to it and why, even if it means trying it himself. No mice will be involved. And there's a sub-belief here, I didn't actually write it down.
Sure.
Is that at some point in the near future, Narash wants to do something nice for mice.
Fair enough. I approve. And Celexa.
Okay. So I mean,
I'm fine. I don't believe in anything. I'm just fine. Right? No?
so okay. So belief one is unsurprising. She is probably not going to be, solve this game, but she is going to use every means at her disposal to cure the Rakshas's curse. So that probably it means to start with, getting in touch with the contact in the next town. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then belief two, I'm still kind of like finding the exact wording, but it's maybe slightly in conflict with that one, which is that she also wants to do the best she can to hide what she knows from the party, and especially from Nova, because she knows that Nova distrusts Richa, and so she doesn't want to have Nova suddenly giving her shit for it, or over scrutinizing her or whatever. So we'll see how that goes. That might end up being an against, going against belief thing or not. We'll see how things go.
We'll see how things go. I'm excited.
Alexa's feeling a little bit overwhelmed and over her head, so she's not sure exactly what.
Pulled in multiple directions. I like it. So I think we ended last time with a long rest. Is that correct? Excellent.
For most of us.
Most of us. Sorry about that. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
and sorry, just to be clear, so I basically don't regain hit dice, is that right?
Yeah.
Alexa, I can spend them but not regain them.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Still think it makes sense for me to spend some hit dice.
Sounds perfectly reasonable to me. I think it's always worth spending some hit dice. If you're down. Okay. So you guys were resting off the road a little bit on your way to Mesa Uncor. Mesa Uncor is a trading town in a mountain that is sort of on the border between Chelestra and Prion. Chelestra being our water culture, Prion being our desert culture, blah, blah, blah. And it's technically in Chelestra. It is a Chelestran city, but its position as a border town makes it it's very important there to many of the people that they have good relationships on both sides of the border. And so, Prion has an outsized influence on the town, both culturally and economically, as well as it wouldn't be uncommon to see Prion military or guards or of the sort wandering through the town in a way that is maybe weird for some places, but wouldn't be weird here. And you are on your way there. You wake up after your long rest, Celexa not having slept super well. And I'm curious, you're probably about a day out still, I believe, according to my notes. So what is the plan? The morning is, cool. The ground is hard. There's a little bit of dampness in the air. It didn't rain last night, but it did, shall we say, mist heavily. There's a dew.
So Alexa is up early.
Intriguing. What are you doing with
Uh,
this up earliness?
Um, she's making breakfast.
For yourself, for everyone?
She's making breakfast for everyone, I think.
And what are you making for them?
I think that uh, just kind of like some stuff, some like some provisions that she got from the traders. So some like bread and cheese and some smoked meat kind of things. And I think maybe she makes a little bit of the coffee too. Not the like good stuff that we give her, but like the like bigger bag of coffee that she makes that too.
Perfect. I love it. Is this the first time Selexa's made food for everyone unexpectedly?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, those of you that wake up at more reasonable hours, and even those of you who generally wake up early, you wake the smell of fresh coffee.
So Narash tries the coffee and finds it extremely distasteful to his palate, but he wants to be polite, so he massages it down.
This is wow, unexpected. Thank you so much, Alexa.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, I don't know. I usually wake up early. And I don't know. You know, the early, or you know what they say, early elf makes the coffee.
Yeah, I mean that's what my family always used to say too.
Yeah.
Yeah, even off planet, that's an old saw.
Everyone knows that.
I slept a lot better last night, so I just thought I'd get up and.
Really? Because you still look. Well, no. Yeah, you look great.
How's your coffee, Narash?
Oh, it's great. You know, I think I'm gonna just go for a walk with my coffee and just enjoy the morning.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like, of course, it's like drenched in. I feel like this is a morning that only Narash could love.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're all wet.
Yes.
Hey, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's really nice.
Oh, it's the best. My skin hasn't been moist for a week. And actually, I am gonna get up and take my coffee and my smoked meat, and just kind of like go for a little walk, exploring the area, and just taking in the terrain, seeing what I can find plant-wise.
Why don't you roll a survival check for me?
Fortunately, that is one of my skills.
Also, I closed roll 20 because it was taking up significant power usage, so if you could inform me as to what your rolls are.
Yeah, 26.
So what are you looking for specifically?
I'd like to look for any, let's say, flowers that might stand out to me as anything that, like, to my nose might suggest a medicinal value.
Sure, yeah. Excellent. Well, I'm going to answer that in a minute, but I want to flash back to everyone else before I do, while I quickly look up some answers in my world doc about local flowers at this point. Excellent. So Timothy, you and Selex are there. Thea and Nova, are you guys sleeping in or are you waking up?
I think I woke up and I just first thing grabbed bread and grabbed coffee and just like double fisting it. Wow. Thanks so much, Alexa. This is great.
Oh, yeah, sure, Bob. Yeah, it's gonna be a long day probably.
Yeah, I didn't know you could cook. This is awesome.
I can cook. I mean, I assume. How hard could it be?
I guess with your palate, you could put something good together. I like it.
Nova like I slept in a puddle. This is awful. Anyone else hate when it gets all wet?
I think it's rather refreshing.
Ooh, coffee. I'm gonna just downs a cup. Hey, this is pretty good. Who made breakfast?
Oh, yeah, that was me. And Celexa is going to, she's going to take a little rock and throw it at Nova, and try and to get her to flash and fire so she dries off.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
No, you gotta come up and punch me. That's what you gotta do.
I thought about that, but I think I maybe won't.
Okay, that's good too.
So, Narash, there are a fair number of medicinal plants around here that you are familiar with. Some more useful than others. You see a patch of stinging nettles, which are induce rashes, but are sometimes used to preserve in various sorts of concoctions to alleviate throat congestion. You see snowberries, which are not very tasty, but can alleviate bowel problems. All sorts of things. It feels,
Okay, well, I'm gonna,
it's all very new in some sense to you, but it's also like a little familiar. It's not the same plants, but they're close enough and they feel similar. So,
well, I'm gonna take a sampling of each one of these plants that I'm discovering, put them, in whatever the pouch that I have not used in a long time, but I carry with me to collect samples back in the day when I was living a more relaxed druidic life in Dregma. And I'm going to take them back. By the way, I also pour out my coffee. And then I'm going to take them back to the group. And while we're still kind of sitting around making breakfast, I'm going to start mashing them up individually and maybe combining a few and see what I can observe. What kind of like medicinal qualities might come out of some of these combinations.
Yeah, absolutely. Why don't you roll a? Do you have on the bottom left hand side of your character sheet? Do you have any toolkits?
No.
Okay, I want you to add a toolkit.
Okay.
This toolkit is going to be, I think we're going to call it an herbalism kit. Now things
Shall I just
on the
type
yeah
this in?
yeah on the bottom left where it says tools and kits, add herbalism kit. Now the thing with kits is that you can change what stat you roll them with. That's why they have like a rolling stat modifier next to them. You can see. So if you were in a weird situation that I cannot come up with off the top of my head, theoretically you could roll an herbalism kit with strength. But in this case, you are testing and thinking and sort of acting scientifically. So I'm going to ask you to roll it with intelligence.
Okay, I see herbalism kit strength. How do I modify
Click.
that to intelligence?
So if you hit I think the gear, the settings gear next to it, maybe the little dot, I don't even know, then it should turn into a drop-down menu.
I'm not really seeing a drop down menu. I see herbalism kit, proficiency bonus, proficient, attribute strength.
Try clicking on strength. Nope. Maybe it's a little tiny invisible dot on the right hand if you're moused over this where it says strength, and then it'll show up on the top right little dot corner thing.
Oh, I see. Yes. Got it. Okay, ready. So I got a 23.
Yeah. So you start doing some experimenting with this, and you're starting to get a little bit of a handle on what sort of herbs and how they can combine. They're a little unfamiliar to you, and there's some weird aspects of it, but you're able to figure out that, like, oh, bad effect of this thing is washed out a little bit by the positive effect of this thing, and oh man, this tastes awful, but it'll cure your headache, that sort of thing.
So do I have a sense of what I've created in doing this?
I think it's more a matter of what you need to create and what you want to create than when you need to. I think it's more, I mean, the way you narrated it to me, it sounded to me like you were discovering the properties of these things.
Right. So what I was going for was trying to find something that could be essentially a sleeping medication that could help Celexa get at least one night's sleep.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely found some things that would help that sort of effect, but you didn't find anything yet that was strong enough to, like, just knock her out in a restful way. You found a thing that would knock her out in a not restful way, but you haven't found the exact right ingredient yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to take my not quite right thing and set it aside. Maybe like if I have some little capsules, I'll try to encapsulate it, understanding that maybe it's still yet to be perfected.
Sounds good. Anything else this morning?
Oh, guess we should hit the road, right? You're not looking. I mean, I know you say you're fine. You say you're fine, but you're not looking great. It looks like you could use I don't know. I mean, you could use a night's sleep in a real bed, right?
I've never been one to turn down, a real bed, and the sleeping rough is not my favorite. That's for sure. And I mean, my God, it's been like, what a week, right? I don't know, how are you not exhausted?
This is pretty par for the course for my life. I mean, not so much the assassination attempts and such, but
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess so. I mean, back when I was 20, maybe I could, party. I could party for 2 weeks straight and still do, still be up for more. But now that I'm 22, oh, gosh, I just feel like I can barely hang on.
Ah, yes.
I think I've lost my touch.
Wow. Yes. That classic old age of 22. You have senioritis.
Is that what that is?
Oh, well, I mean, in college. Never mind.
Oh, gross. I hate it. But yeah, I mean, we should. You're right. You're right. We should go. Does anybody know how far it is? What do you think from this map?
We have a map.
Well, that's nice.
How far does it look?
I have it here as being a day and a half away, so one more night's rest.
Is the place we're going to Mesunichor?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know why, but somehow I got a Twitch notification on my phone that says Vanish X Zone is live. Mesunichor is a trading village to explore. I don't know how it knew to give me that notification, or what. Did you post something?
Yeah, I do every week.
Oh, interesting. I don't usually get a Twitch notification on my phone. So is that like the?
Maybe you weren't following me.
I definitely was. Anyways.
Maybe you turned on Twitch notifications or something like that. That's my best guess. Yes, every week
I was excited. I was like, oh, Mesunichor, that's where we're going.
It's me.
Everything is predestined.
It was predestined. Okay, cool. So let's get on the road. Can someone do me a favor and roll 3d20 and tell me what the 3 results are? These are 3 results.
A 15, a 1, and a 2.
Great. Nova, while you're at it, can you roll me 1d8 and 1d12 and tell me what the total is?
15.
Okay, I can look at that. So, who's leading this expedition? Who's guiding the way?
Well, I think I'm gonna at least scout ahead.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe probably somebody else might be reading the map and guiding, but yeah, I'm gonna make sure everything in the perimeter is okay.
Interesting. Okay. So heading north, Thea, you are scouting ahead and looking around and trying to navigate around things, and guides. How do you communicate with the party when you're doing this? Do you like go a little bit ahead and then like come back and say, "We're gonna go left here" or something like that, or is it? Do you leave trail signs? Do you like? What does this look like?
So I kind of wonder if somebody would be sort of in between me and the rest of the group
Mhm.
that I can like ionically
Mm.
keep in touch with.
Okay. What's your psionic range?
Oh, I guess I have to be able to see them.
I mean, it's sight is a long distance. I can see Marin from my house.
I'm going to say that Narash volunteers,
Mhm.
and since we're in a situation where we seem to be stopping and resting every day, I'm going to change into a bird.
Mm.
I'll just be something simple like a sparrow to not attract a lot of attention,
Mhm.
and that way I'll kind of stay around the vicinity of Thea so that we can both be kind of on point.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So, the two of you are making your way forward, traveling through this wilderness. The terrain is a little broken right now, a little bit of rocky terrain, and the further north you head, the more dry it gets. It doesn't like dry out instantly, but it is like gradually getting drier. And as you make your way north, around noon, Thea, I want you to make a perception check.
Oh, which one?
Perception.
14.
Yeah, there's a like a golden lamp filled with oil, that has been thrown against a tree and is just sort of lying there, and the oil sort of leaking out of it.
I'm gonna walk up to it
Mm-hmm.
and I poke it with a stick.
Ow!
Oh, hello?
What?
Are you a lamp?
No. Are you a shirt?
Oh, you're wearing a lamp?
It's my home.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. You can't expect people to treat your home with respect when someone just throws it against a tree for no frigging reason.
Why did they throw it against the tree?
I guess they weren't happy with me. The usual reason people throw me against trees.
This happens a lot to you.
You know, more often than I'd like to admit.
But it sounds hard. But you know, like your oil is leaking.
I can tell. Are you gonna help?
Yeah, if you need help.
Well, you could straighten me out at least. Put my little cap back on.
Okay. Does the cap have like a ring top that I can just
Mhm.
put the stick through? And
Yeah.
put it? Yeah, so I do that so
Mhm.
I don't touch it when I put it back on.
I have to admit, that is a little better.
Well, good.
Well, and you just sort of did this for me.
Yeah, should I have asked for something?
No! Why do people always assume that? Gosh, I'm. Hold on. And out the lip of the lamp comes this swirl of blue, like, fog that turns into this, let's say, 6.5 foot tall, grouchy looking bald guy with a blue skin and a black goatee. And he just sort of starts looking at you with his arms crossed.
Oh, whoa. I would not have guessed you could fit in there.
Why?
I mean, just you're in it. Like,
I mean, have you seen the way that people dress these days? Of course I can fit in there. People fit into small things all the time.
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know if I could fit in there, but
Well, you're made of pink stuff.
yeah, that's true.
Do you know that bird? It keeps on looking at us.
Oh yeah, that's my friend.
You're friends with the bird?
Pretty much.
I twitter and jump up and down a couple of times.
Hi, bird.
Beep.
I just tell Niraj, just keep an eye on this guy with me. So what's your deal?
I'm not offering any deals.
Oh no, I mean like, why are you out here? And
Well, there I was, minding my own business, when someone just started shaking me. Have you ever
That's
just
pretty
been
weird.
somewhere when someone just starts shaking you and he like reaches out and grabs your arm and just starts violently shaking you?
hey,
Right.
okay.
Super unpleasant. Very uncomfortable. Did not like it at all. 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yeah, I feel that.
So, anyway, there I was when someone just started violently shaking me and then started demanding things from me that I couldn't do. I'm not capable of that sort of nonsense. I don't know what they wanted from me, but they got frustrated with me, told me that I was lying, even though I wasn't lying. I literally do not do that sort of thing. And then they just, like, threw me against this tree. Paching! Like that.
So rude.
I know. Is that your party back there? You've got friends, or do you know them? Do you care about them? Do you want me to hide you from them? Do you need to hide from them?
But they're my friends. You have the capability to hide?
I mean, I could
Thanks.
hide you.
Only me.
I could probably fit the bird too.
Good to know. Good to know. So, like, what were these people asking you to do?
All sorts of things, just dumb things. Overthrow an empire for me. Give me 1,000,000 riches. I don't have 1,000,000 riches, and I wouldn't give it to you if I did.
But why were they asking you?
I don't know. They thought I was some sort of, like, generous person or something. I don't know.
Weird. Yeah. Well, do you need anything else from me?
No, you straightened out my lamp. I guess this isn't really a dignified place to leave a lamp, is it? Anyone could just come trip along.
Yeah, it is pretty exposed.
Why can't they just leave me in like a nice library or something like that, you know? Rather than, why does it always have to be some dirt road or something, or buried in the bottom of a tomb thousands of years old. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to a town.
Really?
You want us to put your lamp somewhere?
Can I jump in and do a quick insight check to see how sincere this
Genie is.
creature thing is?
Sure. Roll an insight check.
That's a 22.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely sussing you guys out, and he's trying to get a feel for who you guys are. He probably didn't need someone. I mean, he just came out of his own lamp and, like, said hello. He probably didn't actually need someone to straighten out his lamp. It was probably some sort of test of moral capacity.
And is this? Can we tell if this creature is has substance when it's in its blue form?
Yeah, it seems to have substance made of air. It is wind.
Well, I'm gonna fly around its head and peep happily and in a friendly way.
You're cute. Just grabs you from the air and pulls you down, like holding you tight so that you can't get your wings out. This is your bird friend?
Yeah. Let him go.
He's really cute.
Yeah, he loves to fly, so.
Oh, right. Sorry. Didn't mean to scrunch your wings there, little fella. Tosses you up.
Yeah, I peep a little less happily, but then I just fly back up into the tree.
Well, even though you did that, they've gotten a vote of confidence. So, yeah, if you want to come, we can drop you off.
Sure, yeah. Why don't you, maybe like an antique shop or something like that?
Yeah, I'm sure we can find something like that. We got a friend with really good taste, I think. So, we'll find some.
Interesting. I hate to admit this, but I'm not exactly convinced of your taste in friends, so I'm not convinced that you would know what a friend with good taste is.
Well, we just met each other, so.
It's true. Have you a name?
I do have a name. Thea.
Zito.
Thea. Well, nice to meet you. I could put your lamp on with our stuff.
Oh, well, I'd appreciate that greatly. Yeah. Sell me to an antique shop or something.
I pick up the lamp.
Yeah. He slides back through the lip of the lamp and into it.
I bring it back.
I make some peeps that are ideally translated as, that was kind of weird.
I know, right? I go back to the group. Wait, anybody have room for this in their bag?
Sure. What is it?
Some lamp with some guy in it.
What? Do I know anything about a lamp with a guy in it?
Do you know anything about a lamp with a guy in it? Define, what would you know?
I don't know. I'm from the desert. Weird stuff happens.
Yeah, I mean, genies are certainly popular culture and mythology in your desert. There's all about lamps and genies granting wishes and the whole 9 yards. That's certainly something that you would have some folkloric knowledge of, at least.
What about are genies typically portrayed as like nice, good creatures in this mythos?
Highly lawful and honorable. Different than good, more strict adherence to the rules that are imposed upon them.
Did you found a genie?
Is that what this is? I mean, he came out of here and he was like 6 feet tall.
That is crazy.
I don't. I mean, I feel like I don't need to be the one to say this, but apparently I do. How are we as a group feeling about trusting inanimate objects that have voices and, may or may not be cursed?
I hold up Ruin, like, I don't know, Ruin, what do you think?
Yeah.
I think that it's been a while since we've gotten a chance to destroy anything.
Hey, well, last time I destroyed something, like, I went kind of crazy, so...
Well, that was because we didn't satiate our hunger. We wanted to destroy more.
Uh-huh.
Imagine if you're, like, starving, right? Have you ever been really hungry? Like, starving?
Sure.
And then someone gives you, like, bread. But it's like, they take this slice of bread, and they cut, like, a quarter of it off and say you can only eat this quarter. That doesn't sound very fun, right?
Yeah, but...
That's what you did to me!
I heard that if you're starving, you can't eat a bunch at once, otherwise you're just gonna get sick.
Sure, if you had, like, human biology, but I don't have a stomach!
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
I'm just saying. Could have been fun.
Oh, I don't think we can destroy a genie. That doesn't seem right.
Alexa comes up from behind at this point. She's been in back with, I think, trailing the... I think she has the map.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been trailing the party. And, bringing up the rear and making sure she's studying the map. She's like, guys, are we sure we're going the right way? Why are you stopped? Like,
Oh, we found a genie.
oh. That's nice. Are you gonna do anything with it? What's your plan?
I mean, I just told them we'd bring him to the town and sell him to an antique shop.
Sure. I mean, what's one more, right? We're making all kinds of friends these days.
And it doesn't take up very much room.
What is the highest passive perception of the group?
How do you measure passive perception again?
It's in the bottom left-hand corner of your character sheet, automatically measured for you. But it's 10 plus your perception modifier, plus sometimes there is a feat that may affect it as well. Any feat that gives you advantage on perception checks gives you, I think, a +3, and the feat alert gives you a +5.
So mine's 19.
That is very good. I'm betting that's the highest.
I think so.
But unfortunately, it is not quite high enough because I rolled a 22. And so the group is together. Let's see, we've got Narash as a bird. We've got Thea sort of holding the lamp. We've got Celexa coming up and pulling the rear while this conversation is going on. We've got Nova sort of excitably talking to Bruin and also thinking about genies. When a creature dives out of the tree. It is a large creature about the size of a lion, but it has wings and a weird humanoid face, and it spins its spiked tail towards you and launches a stream of tail spikes at you guys. Weird monstrosities. Let's see how we do with this. 3 tail spikes. Wow, this is going to suck a lot for you guys. Cool. Okay, well maybe that won't suck so much. That's an 8, an 11, and a 14 to hit Timothy.
8, 11, and 14, those do not hit.
Excellent. Well, another one pops out because there are, in fact, 8 of these people. There's 8 of these manticores just charging out of the woods for you guys and ambushing you. You were their prey. We'll do 3 attacks per person right now. So, Celexa, That is 7, 8, wow, and 24. I assume that's one hit.
One hit, yes.
Excellent. That'll be 6 points of damage. Thea, for you. That's a 21. That's a 14. And that's a 21 again.
2 hits.
Mm-hmm. 4. That'll be 11 plus 7. That'll be 18 points of damage. And Nova, for you. That'll be 12, 24, and 19.
2 hits.
So that'll be 18 points of damage total. Over 2 hits. These are ranged attacks, so no fire damage. And they're not going to attack Narash because Narash, you're a bird. And they don't think you look like enough of a food to attack. Can I get initiative from... Actually, I'm not even going to look at the initiative tracker, so I'm just going to go around in my overlay circle. Is that okay for people? Does anyone object to that? Okay. So we'll start with Celexa.
You want initiative?
No, I'm just going to go around in a circle, if that's okay.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So,
Just because I don't have Roll20 open.
I understand. Okay.
So,
are they,
so let's see. So, you guys were sort of talking. You're on the road. When out of the trees come a whole swarm of these things. They're up in the trees, so they're above you, and they're shooting their tail spikes at you. There's 4 of them up in the trees around you guys, and then there's 4 of them that you guys spot lower on the ground as well, sort of getting ready to pounce. It looks like the ones up in the trees launched their tail spikes a little bit earlier than they were supposed to.
Gotcha. Are there any that are like kind of grouped together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll treat them as 4 groups of 2 right now, but at 90-degree angles from each other. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down in north, south, east, west. So,
gotcha.
But even with that, there's a chance that like if you have an AOE spell, you could easily, depending on the size of the spell, you could probably hit 4.
Right. So here's what I was thinking. I was thinking Celexa is going to. Oh, first of all, is it okay? So I had this brainwave.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to, if possible, retcon the bardic pipes as a harmonica. Is that
100%.
reasonable?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It felt like a more Celexa instrument, and also I liked the idea of how awful it would be with her like tone deafness curse.
Man, let me tell you, there's nothing worse than a bad harmonica player playing a chromatic harmonica.
Well, I hope that everybody enjoys when she honks out an entangle spell.
I love it. Absolutely. What's the range?
Just kind of wherever, I don't know how it affects things in trees or things like that, but it's supposed to be supposedly 20-foot square, so however that works out in your estimation.
Yeah, I think that'll easily hit 2. No problem.
And I think
yeah,
go ahead.
And if anything lands, it'll affect them as well.
And I think that he will also use her what is it called? The inspiring
Bardic Inspiration.
The inspiration that lets everybody kind of like move into position and
Mantle of Inspiration.
Mental inspiration and take temporary hit points.
Yeah.
So despite having a rough couple of days, for a moment, Celexa looks like back to her normal, like peak self, and she looks like herself again, and kind of glows in the sunlight, like glows red, and anybody who wants to can use a reaction to move and gain, I think, 8 temporary hit points.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And she's also gonna try and kind of move behind, I don't know, Timothy or Nova or somebody.
Yeah, so everyone just take 8 temporary hit points right away, no matter what. That's free. And just think of yourself as being fictionally positioned in a better position than you were before. So you can get closer to your enemies or further away from your enemies depending on what you wanted to do. And from that, I'm going to jump to Thea.
Okay, so I think I moved more towards the center of everything,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna use or try to petrify all of them.
Beautiful.
It says enemies that can see you must take a DC 12 con save. So if they can all see me, if I'm like doing this.
Yeah, I think it's a eye contact thing, but
icon. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
but because it is a basilisk, but yeah, absolutely. Let's yeah, I'll allow several checks. So it's con save.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we got. What's the DC?
12.
Okay. Okay, I've got 2 petrified manticores in a tree. And one on the ground that looks at you but sort of shakes itself free and snarls and looks like it wants to charge forward and attack you.
Oh, good.
Sounds good? Is that your action? Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Cool. Then that manticore is going to charge forward and attack you because why would I not charge forward and attack you? And I'm going to attack you 3 times with that manticore. 1, 2, 3. That's 23, 20, and 18.
Ooh.
Do all 3 of those hit?
Those all hit. Yeah.
Okay. That is 10, 11, plus 9. That's 20 points of damage as this manticore charges towards you, bites you with its teeth, and then slashes you with its sets of claws, sinking their grotesque features into you, trying to rake out the eyes that so recently tried to paralyze it. Timothy, what do you want to do?
And I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge.
Oh, feel free, yeah.
And you also have those temporary hit points too.
Yeah.
Are these are manticores beasts?
They're monstrosities, technically.
Okay.
If you have abilities that specifically affect beasts, they have bestial components to them, so sometimes that works a little bit. But technically, they're monstrosities, so technically it doesn't supposed to work, but whatever.
Okay. I will shoot some of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. Shoot away.
An 18 hit.
Does an 18 hit? An 18 definitely hits.
That is 11 damage.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. So are you shooting one in the trees or one of the ones on the ground or the one that's engaging Thea?
Or maybe the one that's engaging Thea.
Okay, yeah. So you're shooting the one engaging Thea. You do 11 points of damage to it.
I would like to shoot it again.
Take that second shot.
And actually, as a bonus action, I will cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Ooh, yeah, absolutely. It is now marked like a hunter.
The 20.
That's a definitive hit.
Alright, so that's going to be a 10. That's going to be 10 more damage. Plus 3 more damage. Plus 1 more damage. So 14.
Nice. Yeah, this thing is officially bloodied from your shots. It seems
Cool.
not to like being shot in the face with arrows. It turns out that that's a thing that it shares with you. Noah.
Would it be possible for me to try to scare them off? Or would I only be able to try to scare them off?
Them collectively. I mean, so they have you ambushed. They're smart creatures. They're not brilliant, but they're not beasts. They have an intelligence score. So to scare them off would involve something of that is scary. Yeah, sure, that's certainly possible. And I think a failure might scare some of them off rather than all of them. But you know,
Okay.
depending, I think it would be a graduated success basically. The higher you get, the more likely you scare all of them off.
I'd like to try to scare them off.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. 23.
This is an intimidation check.
Yes.
What are you doing? How does this work?
I hold up Ruin and I scream, "Back, ye monsters!" And then I just like I swing around and I just like try to look big and threatening.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what we get here. You got a 23, you said?
Okay.
Okay, I think it's a willpower save for them. Let's see how they do. Okay. Okay, yeah. Two of them just turn and flee immediately. So we've got 2 paralyzed and 2 that have fled. We are down to 4 of these creatures. One of them was on the trees, one of them's on the ground, and they just like turn and scatter. So we've only got 1 more in the trees. Nice.
Would I still be able to attack or no?
No, I think that's your action.
Okay. All right.
If you have a bonus action you want to commit to, that's fine. But I think that's your action. You scared 2 of them off. That's effectively the same as doing 100 damage. So,
Cool.
take it. Narash, that makes it you.
Okay, I'm going to fly down to a point outside of directly out of combat, change back into my normal form, and then are any of these grouped together very closely right now?
Yeah, actually, I think a whole bunch of them have like sort of plants growing over them, and they're trying to break free, but they're trapped in Selex's web. I think there's 2 of them that are there, and then 1 that's like engaged with Thea that's not far from there, and then 1 is sort of in the trees, totally on its own, shooting death from above.
Okay, I would like to cast Call Lightning on as many of them as I can that are close together. I believe they have to be
all touching the same corner, so that'll hit 2.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
Do it. Yeah, call some lightning. Is it a saving throw for me?
It's yes.
Okay.
Let me just share the spell.
Well, I can't see what you share, so
Oh, I see. Okay.
No worries, I'm working from memory, but
Stormcloud appears in the shape of a cylinder that is 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius, centered on a point you can see 100 feet directly above you.
Beautiful.
The spell, blah, blah, blah. A bolt of lightning flashes down from the cloud to a point you can see. Each creature within 5 feet of that point must make a dex saving throw.
Well, the first one gets a
3d10.
22, the second one gets a 4, so one of them succeeds, one of them fails. Roll that damage, please.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, that one that got a 22 is at disadvantage because of Entangle. So it gets a 12, actually, so they both fail. So roll that damage.
Excellent. So that's 25. And you said it was misty. Would you describe the day as stormy?
I would not. I appreciate you checking, but 25 points damage. Beautiful. Yeah, these things are fried a little bit and definitely not doing hot. They thought you guys were easy pickings. They thought you were travelers without much to do. They thought like, oh, this isn't a caravan. It's just 4 people and a bird wandering around. We can eat them. And they were clearly wrong. So this is not going their way. But they're not out of this yet. Let's see, the one in the tree, let's shoot some of you fools. Who are we gonna shoot? Let's see. The person who's the biggest problem is technically right now Narash. Narash just appeared from nowhere, so we're gonna shoot Narash a little bit. Let's see how this goes. Narash, are you ready to be shot?
I wag my manticore tail and I'm like, bring it.
Yeah, they match. Okay, this guy's Manticore Tail, let's see. I assume a 9 misses. A 14, I have no idea if it hits or misses, but a 14.
Yeah, that's a hit.
And then I got a nat 20 on my third roll.
Thanks.
So that'll be a crit there. So that'll be 1 hit and a crit. So we will do... for a total of 17 points of damage as 2 manticore spikes shoot right through you. One lodging itself in your chest and the other one in your tail.
Ugh.
Nathaniel 20. This is really hard.
I like it.
Oh, no.
Okay, then 2 more on the ground. We've got one who's engaged with Thea, and we've got 2 others. Let's see. Nova, I think you're going to be attacked, and Timothy, you're going to be attacked. So, Nova first. Nova, 3 attacks. Bite, claw, claw. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. 19, 14, 19.
2 hits.
Okay, that's the bite and a claw. 4, 6, 9 plus 9. No, wait, 9 plus 6 is 15 points of damage.
Okay.
And Timothy, for you. Let's see how we do again. 14, 7, 17.
They all miss.
Wow. Well, this thing was not designed to attack you. So the one that is on Thea is, I think, getting really close in her face. Thea, can you roll a strength saving throw for me as this thing tries to push you to the ground? This seems very brutal and savage. It seems to want to eat Thea.
I got a 3.
Yeah. So Thea, you fall like to the ground, and this massive manticore lion creature is on top of you, and its face, which is vaguely humanoid but covered in these weird spikes, just gets really close to you, and you feel drool fall onto your face, and it gets close to you, and it says, "You look so tasty." Celexa, what do you want to do?
Celexa is going to. I think she's probably been kind of hiding behind Timothy a little bit, not wanting to get hit by these spikes. But seeing Thea get pounced on, she's going to hop out and blast at that thing with an Eldritch Blast. What happened? So first one's a miss. Come on. Oh, second one is a 20.
20 definitely hits.
For 6 force damage, and it gets pushed off 10 feet unless it's secretly a Rakshasa.
It is not secretly a Rakshasa. And it does get pushed the 10 feet. So it gets shoved off of Thea. Thea, you're still prone on the ground, but this creature has been physically blown off of you and sort of lands. But I think it lands on sort of easily on its feet and sort of turns and looks at you, Celexa, and goes, "Ah!" Just sort of grunts. Thea, that makes it your turn.
So if I'm prone, does that just mean I can't move, or?
No, it just means it takes movement to stand up. It takes 15 feet of movement to stand up.
Then I will stand up. And I'll also shoot that one.
Yeah, take a shot.
13.
No, just misses. You shoot towards it, and it sort of cricks its head and catches your arrow between some of the spikes of its mane, knocking it aside.
Just as like a reaction, can I just yell, "Genie, help!"
What's in it for me?
You're not gonna get to the town if we're all dead.
You know, I've decided that's perfectly okay. This road is quite nice. Timothy.
Oh, sorry, really quick. Also, y'all can take an extra. Anybody who wants to can take another 8 temporary hit points.
Oh, nice. Mentally inspiring still?
Yeah, I've got oodles of inspiration.
Oodles
so.
of inspiration.
Yeah.
Timothy, you're up.
Are there any of these creatures that are directly next to one another, like within 5 feet?
Yeah, we've got 2 that were just fried by lightning, who have charged in to be in melee with you and Nova. So you and Nova are near each other, so they're near each other technically.
Okay. Well, then probably not. I'm gonna shoot at the one that I have marked in a huntery way.
Yeah, it's in your face. It's attacking you.
Oh, that one. Okay. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Can I move away slightly so I'm not shooting directly in its face?
Yeah, if you want to provoke an attack of opportunity, sure.
Oh, I see.
You'll either provoke an attack of opportunity to pull yourself away, or you'll be at disadvantage because you're in melee with a ranged weapon.
Did you start in melee with it? Did you start the turn in melee with it?
Yes.
Oh, you could have moved away also, if you had.
Oh yeah, Mantle of Inspiration moved you away. Sorry, she's totally right. You're good to go. You can.
Okay.
You're pulled back.
Yeah,
Yes.
I will do.
Take a shot. You're 100% right. Thank you, Slexa.
How about a 23?
23 definitely hits.
Okay. That's 10 plus 10 plus 10, 20 damage.
Nice. This thing is not looking hot. It looks savage and angry and like it wants to chew your face off.
I will shoot it one more time.
Take that shot.
That's a 28.
That also hits.
All right, and that is I get Hunter's Mark
Every time you hit it.
Okay, cool. That's a total of 10 more damage.
Nice. It looks like angry and twisted and contorts and like I think it's coming like it just like sort of pounds the ground and like frustration charges towards you and you take that second shot and it goes straight through it and it falls to the ground before it lands on you.
Ooh.
Completely dead.
All right, that's my turn.
Nova. There's one in your face, although again if you wanted to pull back you should feel free to. I've done so because of Mental Inspiration.
I probably would have just stepped back a little bit, just to step forward again.
Yeah.
And then I just attack it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. That's a 28.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
And 14 damage.
14 damage.
And 20.
That also hits.
And 19.
Okay. That's another dead one that we got there.
All right.
Okay. So we have right now a living one that has been shoved off of Thea, and then we have one in the trees that's sort of raining spikes from above. Those are the only two left. Narash, what do you want to do?
So my lightning storm is still present, and I'm going to call lightning down on the one that's in the tree with a sort of secondary effort to start the tree on fire.
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let me roll a quick little saving throw for myself. Okay, I'm not entangled with this one. I get a 5, so I'm going to assume that's a failure.
That is a failure.
Roll that damage for me, please.
That's 14 damage.
14 damage. Okay. 14. Okay, and you wanted to set the tree on fire. The tree is now on fire.
I do feel a little guilty about that, but desperate times.
Sure. Okay. Mechanically speaking, I should do the correct thing. Okay, fair enough. Thea. It's going to attempt to attack you one more time. It charges at you again, pounces upon you, and pushes you to the ground. Can you please roll a strength saving throw for me?
Or will. 3.
Your strength saving throws are no good here. Excellent. Then I'm going to attempt to eat you. First attack, 21.
That hits.
Second attack, 20.
That hits.
Third attack, 16.
That just hits.
21 points of damage as this thing just rips into you, trying to get at your flesh.
And can I use Uncanny Dodge?
Yes, absolutely.
Temporary hit points.
Yes, you also have the temp from Mantle. Okay, and then the one in the tree does not like being fried by lightning. Turns out very few people like being fried by lightning. Maybe a Sahuagin? I don't know. They're weird. Okay, let's respond to being fried by lightning with launching more tail spikes at you.
Little old me.
Yeah, Narash. A 6, a 16, and a nat 20.
Okay, so that's 2 hits.
Okay, so that'll be the same thing as last time. That'll be, wow, better rolls this time for me, though. 12, 19, 22, 25 points of damage from tail spikes.
Wow. Okay.
And Celexa.
Okay, I think she is going to, seeing this thing running back up against, yeah, she is going to, she's going to like run towards them, screaming at this thing,
Mm-hmm.
and is going to hit it with another Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, take those shots.
Get off of her.
Mm-hmm.
24
Yep.
and a nat 20.
Both those hit?
So that's 5 and 8, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That is just enough. So you blast this creature off of Thea. It like lands 10 feet away and sort of snarls and looks and seems like it wants to get back at her or at you or at something when suddenly your second Eldritch Blast just rams right into this creature and it falls down unconscious.
And
Thea,
I think,
go for it.
Celexa is she's going to like kneel down next to Thea and say, are you okay? She's going to cast a healing word.
Nice.
Second level, because those are her replenishing slots.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 13.
13 health. To Thea.
So yeah, I'm feeling much better. And I stand up and I look at the one in the tree and shoot an arrow at it.
Take that shot.
22.
Definitely hits.
5 damage.
Okay.
And can I use my psychic ability?
Sure.
Okay, and plus 14.
Nice. Okay. Whoa, stop that. Am I still here? Yes. Okay. For some reason, my fan just suddenly turned off. Okay. It's going to use its reaction to begin to flee, shouting back, and say, "Vengeance upon you from the Red Name family! Vengeance upon you!" As it tries to fly away. Does anyone want to stop it from flying away? Nova?
Yeah, I mean, I will take a pot shot against it.
Yeah, feel free. Everyone who wants to take a pot shot, feel free to take a pot shot.
Can I hit it with my sword, or is it?
No, it was already flying, so no.
Oh.
Ranged weapons only. If it had been on the ground, then yes.
29
That hits.
for 8 points of damage, and pushing it, blasting it 10 feet in the air.
Helping it fly even further away. Anyone else? Pot shots?
I'll also shoot at it.
Yeah, take that shot.
19.
That hits.
8 damage.
Okay.
Lightning bolt.
Oh yeah, that's right. I still have that.
Yeah, it's still up. Dex save?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see what I get. Well, roll your damage either way because it's either damage or half damage. 18?
And that's sorry, that's against what?
Your spell save DC.
That's a pass. I
Okay.
think. Pass.
Seems like
So I got 13.
It's 13 damage.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Is it still alive?
Yep.
Can I drop my sword and take out my heavy crossbow?
Sure.
That's an that one.
Okay. It jams.
Damn you, ranged weapons.
And the Manticore recedes into the distance, heavily wounded, to look for the rest of its family that you frightened off very early on. So, we'll see what happens. And I think with
Oh
that,
right, even if we had killed that thing, then there were already
two that escaped.
ones that got away. Yeah.
Okay. And with that, we are going to take our break. We will be returning in 10 minutes. Back in 10, everyone. Oh, wait, that's on me. I have to figure out how to do this now. Okay. There we go.
Anticlimax.
And I think we are back. I think I did that all correctly. I hope I did that all correctly. And hello, everyone. I hope you are enjoying the show. As always, we like to take a moment here at the top of the second part of the show to encourage you, yes, you, to do what you can to help others in the world. It turns out that being a part of the world is a very difficult thing to do. It is a hard thing to do, and it's a hard world to be in. And from that perspective, I encourage anything that you can do to alleviate some of that difficulty to be not just good, but actually important. And so I suggest that you find a way to do that. I don't know you. I don't know your life. I cannot pretend to know you nor your life, but I imagine that if you are anything like a human, then there's probably something that you can do to help someone. All sorts of people need all sorts of help. Right now, I'm particularly looking at disadvantaged communities that are struggling right now. I have a lot of trans friends that are informing me of a lot of difficulties that are going on in the world, particularly targeted towards and at them. And so, from that perspective, that's where my efforts are going today. But I'm not saying that's where you should put your efforts. I just think look for someone who is not doing well and help them. I don't care who they are, just help someone. Also, we've got other shows on this channel. I know. It's amazing that we have any shows on this channel with me being in charge of anything at all, because seriously, the tech is so difficult and mind-boggling to me. But fortunately, we actually have a tech person who handles that most of the time. He's just out today. And from that perspective, we are... but we do have other shows on this channel. We've got shows on Thursdays and Sundays. 2 shows on Thursdays. On Thursday morning, we've got the Hidden Tomb of Akarut. Akarut's tomb is being raided. Akarut himself has left his tomb and is founding an undead army in the north to take over all of the Shimmering Seas. I don't know if we're gonna do anything about that, or if that's just gonna be the end game. Is that the undead army takes over the entire Shimmering Seas? That seems like a possible way that this story ends. I don't know. No one's at least dealing with the problem yet. I mean, I guess to be fair, many groups don't know about the problem yet. But
I don't think we know about this.
You do not know about this. Sorry, but they know about this and are not dealing with it. And that is a situation that's going on right now. So there's a massive undead army that's going to conquer the world. So that's happening. Then our other Thursday game, the Assassination of Primarch Magally Black Ice, Thursday evenings, 5:30 start time. That game is going on too. They are trying to assassinate an evil fascist dictator, but to make matters tricky, that evil fascist dictator has lots of alliances and powers that he's working with. He's got support from off planet. He's got a crazy mad scientist that's working for him. This woman named Dregma, and that's all a problem. And right now, they just freed their patron, who was trapped at the bottom of the ocean, which was pretty freaking dramatic and cool. And now they are going to try and do the reverse and trap one of Magally Black Ice's patrons. Because Magally Black Ice has made a deal with a creature of rot and fire. And that is an intense thing. Her name is the same as my home planet. Then I said it wrong. It is your sister. I was talking about your sister. My bad. My ability to keep things in my head has disappeared. So Shadra, thank you. His mad scientist's name is Shadra. Anyway, that's happening on Thursday evenings. You should check out some of those shows. They're pretty cool. They have a lot of fun. Good casts, lots of people, all good things. Come check out some of our stuff. Anyway, if you want to, you can hit the follow button. I recommend it. If you follow it, then when you're on Twitch, I believe you get a notification about that we're happening. If you're not on Twitch, I think you don't get a notification. But I don't really know how the whole thing works. Okay, here we go. Let's dive back into it. So, genie encounter. You now have a lamp, and then we had an ambush of manticores. So that's some road traveling for you guys. How are y'all feeling post manticore ambush? And let's see what the post manticore fight looks like. There are some paralyzed manticores still in the trees, just to be clear.
Is everybody okay? I know I should have seen them coming. But...
I didn't see them either, so I'm really disappointed in myself. And I'm also really disappointed because like my garment, my sort of like raincoat from Dregma, is now punctured, which is like, you know, one of my only remembrances of home. And so I'm going to see if I can try to repair it as we go along.
Beautiful.
Timothy,
Yep.
why didn't you shoot at the thing?
You, I didn't feel a need to kill something that was running in terror from us. I mean, like, yes, it was trying to eat us, and I mean, took a good chomp out of Thea there, but it just didn't seem right.
It was also threatening us when it was trying to leave.
What was
Yeah.
that that it said?
What?
What was the thing that it said? Vengeance from so and so.
The Redmayne family?
Does that mean anything to you all?
That's probably just the name of their Manticore family, but I don't know. Does that name mean anything to?
I mean, their needles of their manes are slightly red. It's probably bloodstains. I wouldn't call them like clearly red. They didn't paint it red or something like that, but they're reddish. As colors go, I've seen redder.
In my ongoing quest to get to know this planet and its flora and fauna better, I would like to examine one of the bodies and see if there are any qualities to this cadaver that would be worth me keeping a sample.
Yeah, roll a medicine check.
That's a 27.
Yeah, something very interesting about this. You have manticores on your home planet too, and these are a exact biologic match. All of the flora that you've seen, that has not been the case. But this fauna, this is an exact biologic match for the manticores on your planet. From that perspective, you are familiar with the. They have a very, very mild. It's not even enough to like make you to see, but they have a very mild paralytic in their in their spikes that they shoot. It's not enough to really do anything, but it just sort of turns it into what it is. It's like it like stuns it slightly and then allows some puncturing to happen. It doesn't really work that well, but it probably works pretty effectively on like what it is really is it's a way for them to it works on like small prey like if they're hungry and they can't get a person they use the spike as a spike, but for like a squirrel or a mouse they poke it lightly and treat it as a paralytic.
Okay,
But it won't work.
I would like to extract as best I can either one of the spikes or see if I can sort of milk out some of this mild poison to see if there's something I can do to distill it.
Yeah, certainly. Yes, you milk all the poison with your 23. You easily get some of the poison.
Okay, and then I also share with everyone. I say, this is exactly like a manticore from my planet. I wonder if this relates to the fact that more and more off-planet creatures are appearing after your dome or whatever it was lifted.
Wait, is this a manticore from your planet? Is there a way of knowing that?
Do I know that?
If you can think of a way that you would know that, then I would happily answer. I am not immediately seeing a way for you to distinguish between where it is from without... I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
If you can come up with a way, then I will probably say yes, but nothing comes to mind for me.
I want to smell it very closely to see if I detect anything that reminds me of Dregma.
Sure. Yeah. Roll a perception check.
That's a 15.
Yeah. It like smells like the coast. It smells like dirt. It smells like it's come from the south, from your perspective recently. because it still it has like a saltwater smell to it.
Yeah, so I say, I just can't tell. It smells like the city we just left, but I can't tell if it's from my planet or not. It definitely is the same sort of creature that I would see on my planet.
Well, there's one more way to find out, I suppose. And Timothy cuts open the stomach.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said the flora differs slightly. So if it's a recent expat, so to say, let's see if there's anything off-world in it.
Yeah. Roll a medicine check.
Medicine?
I think medicine is appropriate, although if you think that there's something else that's appropriate, I'd consider. Do you have a science tools or something? Do you have science? Can you science it?
Kit.
Alchemist kit, sure, I'll take that. Yeah, I feel like alchemist with wisdom.
Wisdom. 26. Natural 20.
There's certainly, it doesn't seem to eat a lot of plants, but you certainly see the digested remains of lots of animals. You see part of a person. You see also several mice.
Oh,
Huh. Well, that's a person in there. Well, that was a person, or part of a person. Thea, is that part of you? You know what? Never mind. Let's we'll move on.
I'm all here, okay? Just a
Oh.
little dinged up.
No jaw missing. Sorry.
No job missing.
Reference to a different game. Apologize. Back at it.
Well, I'm a little disappointed this genie didn't do anything to help.
What did you expect me to do? There was a manticore in your face.
I mean, don't you... You're made of, like... air?
Yes, and
I mean, you could have scared them, or... I mean, you're huge.
they scare me.
I don't know if we should take you along.
Wait, but what? Because I didn't help with the manticores? There was an army of massive man-eating creatures there. They were attacking you. If I'm in my lamp, they're not going to eat me because it's a freaking lamp. Very few things eat metal.
But you're also made of air, so they wouldn't eat you, right?
I don't know that. People eat air all the time.
Do they?
I think that's called breathing.
See, you even have a special word for it.
Well, I don't know. I want to have like a vote.
Wait,
What does
but,
everybody think?
but like I could offer things or something. But wait. What kind of vote?
We're a group, and we
I'm not asking
invited
to
you.
join. Oh, did you?
Well, for this journey, sure.
I thought you were just
And,
carrying me from one place to another.
But we're a little bit reciprocal in taking care of each other.
I thought I was loot. Now you're telling me that I'm like do I get a vote?
wait, maybe you remember me. I was flying around and peeping at you.
Yes,
earlier.
you're a shapeshifter, bird person.
Yes. Do you want to join a group?
I don't know.
Skills?
Sure. Well, I mean, I used to have a lot more skills than I have now. Now I don't have that many skills anymore, but I'm still quite knowledgeable. I know things.
You know, joining a team is kind of a big endeavor. You have to make a lot of adjustments and try to grow as an individual, or this is what I understand anyway. what would you bring to our group, and how would you try to grow?
Well, again, I thought I was loot. I didn't think I was like a person to you.
But now we're figuring this out together, right? So
Sure.
we'd be interested to see. We're talking about a vote to see if you might join our little crew.
Okay,
And so,
okay.
if you did, what kind of skills would you bring to our operation?
Well, I have a lot of information.
Do you know stuff about manticores?
Sure.
Do you know anything about curses?
A little. It's not really a specialty of mine, but I have a cousin who was a specialist in curses, and, well, I mean, he is cursed right now. Also, my whole species is mostly cursed.
What do you want?
Yeah. Um.
What he wants is a taxi. Listen,
That's a
been,
little undignified.
well, you're not the first genie that I've been around, and my family used to have them in and out all the time.
Okay, can you tell me more
And,
about this? How were they compensated? Were they free genies or were they permanently enslaved?
um well, I guess I never really inquired too much into the details.
That seems pretty normal.
But
Your family do a lot of business with Prion? With the Prion royal family?
now and then we had ways of
So you just had
my family was
slaves.
always well taken care of.
So you just
But
had slaves coming in and out of your house.
if I learned anything, it's just that you can't to expect too much of these guys. They'll it seems like they just wanted a ride. They just wanted a ride. So that, which is fine. I mean, we can bring them along if we want to, but I wouldn't expect too much in return.
I want to take out the little pill that I made earlier from the mashed up plants, and I'm going to say I'm trying to make some medicine for my friend to have a good night's sleep, and it seems like I'm coming along with something. Do you know what I could add to this to help her rest?
Um. Well, how violent are you?
I don't consider myself to be terribly violent, but some of my companions might be more so than myself.
Also, it depends. Are you talking about mice?
I think we really want to leave mice out of this discussion. Thank you.
All right.
Well, um, this is, I mean, depends on how violent you are, but there's several creatures that have sleep and sleep-like powers built into them. If you were to harvest certain parts of them, then you could reproduce those sleep-like powers.
What would one of those creatures be?
Well, the Jackalware, also the Beholder, both have sleep-like powers. Certain tribes of Yuan-Ti will have sleep gazes.
Okay. Well, I don't think we can snap our fingers and find a beholder around here. Is there any creature that might be nearby?
I mean, we do know a beholder, but they're not real close by to be. At least last time we checked, they were away. They were a ways away.
You know a Beholder?
Yeah. I mean, um, not well. I wouldn't say that we're like on a like first name basis exactly.
That's interesting. Where are they?
A long ways away, not close to here. Unless it's, is it important where they are?
Long ways away local, or a long ways away past where the covering used to be?
Well, I mean, I guess really, who knows where they are now? Everything's changed.
Yeah, traveling through dreams will do that. But if you know a beholder and you're friends with a beholder, then a beholder's tear will make you sleep. If you can dream yourself into a beholder's tear, into a beholder's dream, and then get them to cry and take a tear.
Well, that's good to know. I don't know. We might. I feel like friend might be stretching it a little bit.
Well, then you won't feel bad about making him cry.
I also feel like we're getting a little off track, and these ideas would be good, but they're kind of like putting a tourniquet on a beheading. That common saying. Trying to get you to sleep is good, but it's not going to remove the problem here. So I think we should get to town.
What problem?
Above the table, have you told us about your curse?
No.
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 Oh, okay. You know what? You're right. You just need to sleep. You seem grumpy.
I told you I'm fine and I slept great last night. I think, but we're all on the same page. Like, I don't know what we're doing. We got a long ways to go. Let's get back on the road. I don't know. Your little, see, if you want to keep your little friend around, they seem fine, I guess. I'm not particularly worried about them.
My name's Zito, by the way, just to clarify again. Hi.
All right, well,
Oh.
if we shouldn't expect you to fight, then
You definitely should not expect me to fight. But I do have lots of information, and that could be useful. Sometimes information is worth even more than a fight.
yeah, I guess information is good.
I've got lots of local history.
Well, maybe you can tell us about. Oh God, what's the name of the? I keep forgetting the name of the stupid place we're going to.
Messunacor.
Messinacor. Maybe on the way to Messinacor, you can tell us a little bit about it.
A little bit about. Oh, the Messunacor. Sure. Yes, of course. I'm happy to tell you.
Surely you must know a lot about. I mean, you know all this local lore, right? You must know.
Sure. So you're heading north then.
Yeah, that's not a problem, is it?
No. It's fine. Towards Priam.
Yes.
Well, I mean, we could put you down, and you could wait for the next travelers to grab you, and see if risk your luck with them.
Well, the last group threw me against the trees, so far this is already substantially better.
Oh, see, what are you worried about?
A lot of things. Bears, manticores, demons, the government, traders.
Wow, actually, maybe we'll get along better than I thought.
Why? Are you afraid of all those things?
Well, afraid might be putting it strongly, but yeah, the world has been a real pain lately. That's for sure.
Yes, that is. Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely.
So Theo called for a vote, and I'm going to vote that we keep Zito as part of our party for the time being. What do you all say?
Fine.
Am I allowed
Well, I
to
don't know
vote?
about part of the party, but if they want a taxi ride, I guess why not? As long as somebody else is carrying them.
All right, Zito, you're in for the ride.
Woohoo! I'm grateful for the and I am not a fighter and will never be a good fighter, but I am happy to give any information in exchange for this taxi ride, as it is so eloquently put, and any way that I can help support you in your whatever it is that you're doing up as you head northwards, I'm happy to
Great.
help.
Well, we are being hunted, so let's keep moving, everyone.
Cool.
And
Better and better.
yeah, while we move, you can tell us everything you know about Illumina Starborn.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sure. So Illumina Starborn was a figure of quite some fame and renown throughout the Shimmering Seas and beyond. She,
Sorry. Let me rephrase. Illumina Starborn still alive? Question mark. Go.
sure. Well, beings like that are hard to kill. But alive. How much do you know about the physics and mechanics of life and death?
Oh, I know all about death.
Great. So, she is definitely not dead. Alive, it's a little bit more touch and go. She's probably not really alive either.
And what do you mean by a being like that?
Sure, yeah. So no one really knows her origin or where she came from. She just sort of appeared, and people didn't really know what to make of that. But she was definitely not one of the normal people from this planet.
She's Vanya, right?
Yes, sort of. She made herself appear to be Kavanian, certainly. Um, but she was something else. I don't fully know, but my understanding is that she was a being of pure starlight, born of the stars.
Huh. Well, that's cool.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Um, and so now that she is not, you know, in that form anymore, her being has been split into strands of starlight, at least as far as I know.
Can you can you can strands like that, strands of starlight, be like captured or contained or like manifested into other things?
Yes, typically in works of art is usually the easiest way. Sort of a strand of starlight is a thing of creativity, a thing of ingenuity. So anything that has to do with creating or building or making or constructing can be used sort of a strand of starlight and put an essence of her into itself and make something really beautiful. So if you're looking, look in beautiful places, look in beautiful parts of the world. It doesn't have to be art, though. It could be really anything. It could be architecture or a garden or an invention. Anything that's sort of a representation of ingenuity and creativity.
Is it still like misty and damp?
No, it's drying out.
Okay.
What time of day is it right now?
It's a little afternoon. You got ambushed a little slightly like at 12:30.
Lex is trailing behind again. She has the map.
Is Alexa moving at like regular speed, or is she slowed because of the exhaustion?
I think tomorrow she is slowed because of exhaustion.
No, she's slowed today.
Oh, she's slowed today. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yes. Definitely.
Would that be very obvious?
Yes.
Alexa, why are you moving so slowly?
I'm just looking at them. I'm trying to make sure we're going the right way. I'm looking at the map.
I can hold the map. You gotta walk faster.
Also, we don't. I call back. We don't need a map. I literally cannot get lost. I know these paths like the back of my.
Somebody's got to take up the rear too. I mean, you saw what happened last just this morning, we got ambushed. It's important to be keeping an eye out. I'll make sure nothing sneaks up from behind.
Is the terrain changing at all, or are we in the same sort of environment we've been in?
It's there's a slow but steady incline up.
So just sort of passively, I'm just going to continue to keep my eyes out for any sort of plants that catch my eye as we walk along.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm gonna scout ahead.
I think Nova stays towards the back with Celexa and is like, I will carry you.
Yeah, don't you dare. We're fine. What, are you in a hurry or something?
I mean,
It's
I guess you like the woods then, huh?
Well, that lamp thing said to look in beautiful places, right? So, I mean, what could be more beautiful than this? Trying to make sure that Illumina Starborn isn't around here.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Those of you who are in the rear, if you could make perception checks.
That's a big old 12.
Okay, and I'm gonna make mine with disadvantage.
Mhm.
So
I'm gonna
oh,
a die.
23 at disadvantage.
At disadvantage of 23? Jeez.
I added a die to that, so it's a 20.
Okay, nice. Okay, yeah. You guys decided to travel off the road a little bit. You're traveling parallel to the road, but because the road's going where you're going, but you are off the road. As you're walking, you're chatting, and you look back and glance back, and you notice that there is a pretty serious dust cloud coming your direction from the city.
Celexa is going to instantly. She's going to cast message to the party members who are up front. Instead of yelling out loud, she's going to cast message, and tell them to look behind. And is there cover nearby?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's trees, there's broken terrain, there's rocks. Yeah. Also, you technically are off the road. So.
Oh, we are off the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that Celexa's instinct is going to be to try to like take cover. Her cloak turns like mottled gray and brown, and she will kind of like hide up against a tree somewhere.
Nice. Nova?
Does it look like a dust storm, or does it look more like dust being kicked up by something? On the
Dust
road?
being kicked up.
Okay. Yeah. I try to hide somewhere.
Yeah. Excellent. The three of you get that message from Alexa.
We get the sense though that the dust is being kicked up from the road, where we are parallel. Okay. Can we message back?
Yeah. No, not Thea can.
Somebody's gonna run up to Thea and go. I'll just peek over. I'll just poke my head out and see if there's anything going on.
Okay.
You can keep going, I guess. Or hide, it's up to you.
I'll hide to the side. Keep an eye out.
Okay. So Timothy, you're heading down to the road?
Yeah, Timothy's gonna head down to the road and use hide in plain sight.
Perfect.
He's gonna wipe some mud on himself and blend in.
Perfect. Yeah. So you make your way to the road and hide in plain sight, and you see. You guys are a little bit ways ahead of it, but they're moving much faster than you. It is several units of cavalry, decked out in Chalestrin garb, of the Chalestrin army. They've got scouts on either side that you see off the roads, sort of searching through the woods and through the broken terrain. But the scouts have to be a little bit careful and pick their movement a little bit more because horses on broken terrain is rough on horses. So they're moving a little bit slower than the army. But the army is like galloping horses and charging pretty effectively. What are you looking for while you're heading in plain sight?
I guess, well, I wanted to figure out what was kicking up the dust and maybe seeing if they are interacting with anyone else on the road, if they're like stopping and searching carriages, or if they look like they are riding to some place with a mission.
Yes, they are definitely searching the road. You see them do behaviors that are like that match that. They seem to be looking through caravans and knocking things over, and there's a woman on the road who's like walking her donkey, and they like roughly pull her veil back to like make sure that she's really who she says she is, and they pull up a piece of paper and sort of match to make sure that she doesn't match the description of the artwork that they have.
Okay. And there's a scout that would eventually reach where we would be.
Yeah, there's a small group of scouts on each side, like four. There's a team of 4 scouts on the I guess it would be the north side of the road and the south side of the road.
Okay. Timothy's going to peel off and go back to our group and tell everyone. Well, we're going to have company soon. They seem to be, surprise, surprise, searching carriages and looking for people. I'll give you 3 guesses who they're looking for.
I was actually gonna add. So I think Kumi was also like
Perfect.
perched in a tree by the side of the road. I want to see if Kumi can. I'm assuming they have like many of the soldiers or officers, whatever, have these like scrolls or papers or whatever that has information.
Yeah.
I would like. I want to see if Kumi can try and steal one of them.
Sure. Yeah. Can Kumi roll sleight of hand at advantage because Kumi is invisible, and they are really cute, and I like the idea of an invisible imp just running around stealing scrolls from people.
So 9. 9.
So Kumi is approaching this soldier, who's got this scroll, and you see the scroll is like hanging out of. Kumi sees the scrolls like hanging out of the pocket. And Kumi's just reaching for it greedily, and yeah, I've been looking for these people. And he just reaches down, and like as Kumi grabs the scroll, the soldier grabs the scroll and feels Kumi's hand, and like just picks up the invisible Kumi, and sort of like, holy shit, what is this thing? Is there something here? And he's like trying to see this invisible thing.
I think that probably at this point, Celexa would panic and like banish Kumi to their pocket dimension.
So the guard's just like, what is this? And like sort of his hand goes right through it as Kumi disappears. We see that instant of like where we can see that Kumi just disappeared, but the guard just that was weird. Maybe and he like picks up the scroll case and it's like scraping it and like trying to brush it off, like whatever the weird demon flesh thing he felt was.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, as soon as Kumi is gone, I can't say anything. So I've got no idea. So I think Celexa gets popped out of it, and all of a sudden she's like, "Well, shit! Did I just make it? Did I just make it worse?" and I don't know who's nearby, but if
Nova.
somebody, okay, yeah, this is maybe not so good. What are we gonna do? I mean, we have to. They're gonna find us here. I know they're gonna find us.
Well, we could start moving and try to move farther than they're willing to go, farther off the road.
Yeah, looking at the terrain, do we see any obvious places where we could go into a forest, a thicket, any place that we could hide more effectively than where we are?
I'm not just doing this because I like maps.
But do you like maps?
I really like maps.
Okay, just for the record.
Maps are fun. Cool maps are fun. Sometimes I think people put maps in their books because maps go in books now, and I'm like, but you're not using this. This is not meaningful. You know, it's a rough place to be able to hide in. There's not a lot of like you could get further from the road. That's your best bet. But there's not like a spot that I'm looking at here that looks like really effective hiding spot. You know.
So I have a question. I'm able to turn into a creature called a Quetzalcoatlus, which is a huge beast that flies. In that form, could I carry a party member?
Sure. Yeah. Let's take a look at how big our Quetzalcoatl lists. You are. How big in this world? Let's see what we got here. Huge. Yes, absolutely. You can easily carry multiple party members.
Like 4?
You don't need to carry. You don't need to carry me. I'll be fine.
But we could make maybe greater distance faster.
Okay, let's see. 4
If they-
times strength. Strength is 15.
I mean, if they see us,
15.
I feel like that the downside of this plan is if they see a huge pretzel monster
That's my joke.
flapping away.
So it looks to me like you can carry 800 pounds.
They might that might draw a little attention, a little notice. Although, okay, here's a question. I think I already know the answer to this. If a creature is carrying other creatures, and the big creature gets turned invisible, are the creatures it's carrying considered like
Items,
things that?
yes.
Okay, so all right. Well, I guess maybe if you can carry us, then I can turn you invisible, and by extension, all of us.
Seems like a plan. What do we think? All right. I do a little snappy flourish with my hands and turn into a Quetzalcoatl, which, if you guys haven't looked up the picture of this creature, it looks
totally
like a pelican on steroids.
Yep.
And with my beak, I kind of tap my back and look at everyone expectantly.
So weird. It's like giraffe-sized. Imagine a giraffe bird.
So Lexa is going to take the front spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is anyone carrying a huge amount of weight? Heavy armor or anything like that? Mm-hmm. Anyone got any like substantially more than that? I'm just curious. We're probably good, but I like double checking. Narash, you don't count because you're the bird. Okay.
I could also.
Mhm.
Oh wait, no, I couldn't do that. Never mind.
Briefcase with brain shrimp in it, but beyond that, nothing too much. Heavy armor, 4 people.
Bone metal tree.
The bone metal tree. We were getting up there a little bit.
This could be on the edge.
Yeah, I think we're on the cusp. We'll say. More than I think we'll say if you accumulate more stuff, you'll be in a position where this won't work anymore. But for now, at least, I think this is awesome and works. So you turn invisible, and all of you clamber on this thing, helping each other up, getting things on this thing. How are you securing yourselves to the back of this bird? Like, you're not just holding on; you've got stuff, so you can't just hold on. So how are you securing things to this bird?
Timothy, do you have rope or something?
Oh, always. Shall we tie ourselves on?
Okay.
I mean, I think Celexa just turns her pack around, so it's like on her front, and then she just like this thing has feathers. I'm assuming.
Fur more than feathers, but yeah.
Fur. Then she's just gonna like dig her hands into like get big handfuls of fur. Because she doesn't have that much stuff, so I think it'll just fit.
Okay.
Kind of like.
Sounds good.
Oh, you're fine.
Okay. Anyone else have something narratively that they think is interesting that they do to fit on this thing?
I think I'm probably sitting towards the front, hanging onto the neck.
Gripping the neck with your giant metal armor around it. Cool. Excellent.
We're pretty close to the Manticore site still, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'd like to have this happen at the Manticore site, and then Timothy will try to have our tracks lead off in the opposite direction.
Make a survival roll.
Yeah. What's up?
Make a survival check.
Okay.
It's worth pointing out, just for the record, that you by default haven't been leaving tracks, which means that they mechanically have not been able to spot you. But if you're purposely leaving tracks to confuse them, that'll make a difference.
Natural 20, 26.
Nice. That is your tracks are going in another direction. It's very convincing. Yeah, absolutely. I think you see a moment of like glancing back. You see like, sir, there appears to have been a fight here. This must be them, and you see like manticore blood. You see several manticores like turn to stone in a tree, and they like go up and investigate. Yes, this is the sneaky one. It's we see that dramatic moment on screen, and you guys all find your way onto the back of this Quetzalcoatlus, and Celexa turns it invisible, and you fly away towards the city of Mesu-Uncor. Wow.
Is Messunkor? It's on the border. Is it technically in?
It's technically Chelestrin.
Chelestrin. Okay.
So you're technically still in their jurisdiction. Mesu-Uncor. Which is a weird name. The reason I always fuck up that name is because it is half Cayenne and half Chelestrin. Okay. So you can turn into this thing for an hour.
I'm actually not positive of the mechanics around that.
Sure. I think your shape shifting is always for up to. Actually, I actually assume it's an hour, but let me double check. Fly speed 80 feet. Jeez, this is a fast bird. Cool. Let's see. You are druid. my druid rules real well. Um, beast, blah, blah, blah. Number of hours equal to half your druid level. Rounded down. What's your druid level?
Um,
10?
10. Perfect.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
5 hours. It's a little afternoon. Yeah, you guys are going to get there this evening. You were supposed to get there tomorrow, but this is a giant, fast freaking bird. So you're going to get there this evening. And also, we're not going to be slowed down by Slixa because Slixa is just riding on this thing. Slixa, how does it feel to be riding on this thing? Are you tired? Wind buffeting your face?
Yeah, I mean, I think that um, I think that like this whole setup is sketchy as hell. Like we don't have there's no like saddle and harness situation. Like there's some like ropes involved. Like we're all pretty much just holding on. Like this is I think in most situations, like if this were to happen, I think Celexa would be pretty unhappy with it being not only uncomfortable but like feeling like possible imminent death. And but also like Celexa hasn't flown that much. She has just started being able to do that a little bit using the help of her harmonica, but she's not that familiar with it. So this would normally be like somewhere between terrifying and exhilarating. But I think in the kind of like the haze of exhaustion, it's more just kind of surreal. And the ground like passes beneath her in just like a kind of hazy blur.
Cool.
And yeah, maybe at some point she even starts to kind of like not fall asleep, but just kind of like nod off a little bit or space out. She's kind of a million miles away.
Yeah. Anyone else having a reaction to this in particular?
Well, I think I'm really stoked. I'm having a lot of fun. I don't get to fly all that much as a great big creature like this, so I think once in a while, just not even being able to control myself, I kind of let out a great big old Quetzalcoatlus honk.
Cool. I like it.
But I am also sticking fairly close to the ground in case of any disasters.
Sure. So after an hour, the invisibility wears off, but you guys make it all the way there. So, oh boy, the altitude gets a little higher as you're flying up this sort of mountain, and you make it to Mesunekor, a city that is sort of nestled in between a couple of mountains or hills. And it is a bustling city with a lot of life in it. There's a lot of trade, a lot of caravans. There's like 70 different inns and hostels of various sorts that people want to stay in. It's a popular tourist destination, but it's also a popular trading town. It's very, very vibrant. And as nighttime falls and you guys arrive, the streets are lit by little ornamented like paper lanterns all up and down every street, and there's no signs of stopping. Most places that you've been, when night falls, there's light is not a problem. We've got plenty of magic spells to keep light up, but most places still sort of when night comes, there's a little bit of a slowing down. Not here. Party central, things are going active all the time. There's stores that are literally just like retail stores that don't even open until 7 p.m. Like they're just nighttime stores. Like, sure, whatever. And the whole city is just bustling and exciting and genuinely like chaotic environment. You land outside the city on this bird. Probably a little tired. 5 hours of flying is a lot for any bird. But, nonetheless, there you are.
made it to land. I mean, thank you, but land.
Are there any signs of war here?
Yeah, why don't you roll an investigation check for me?
Can I assist?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that's an 18.
Yeah, you see lots of you see lots of off-duty officers that like you would recognize. They're not in garb, they're not in clothing, but they're off-duty. And you see a group of soldiers that are very very drunk. They're well into the like fourth round of the hour, and it's their third hour. And they seem quite drunk and like they're toasting to their eventual victory against the Kava, to the death to all Kavanians, and they're cheering this sort of thing. They're a little bit isolated on their own, but yes, you definitely see there's people here. Looking around, you see that they're probably meant to go off probably in the morning. They're shipping over there. This is probably a way station for a lot of people. The front is not near here. It's much further northeast of here, and because of like the necessity of positive trade relations, Chalestra is not like putting lots of troops here. They want this place to stay friendly with Priam. So, in general, no, there's not a lot of signs of war, but you can definitely see that the war even has definitely affected you.
And does Chalestra, do we understand this? Does Chalestra have jurisdiction in this town? In other words, if our pursuers arrived here and were looking for us, would they have the power to take us into custody or whatever?
Yes.
Is there any evidence of wanted posters or anything like that?
Not yet. You guys
Alright.
have beaten the wanted posters here. There will be
And do we
soon,
know-
but you have beaten them here.
Do we have a sense how long we might have if they knew where we were going before they arrived here?
They definitely did not know where you were going. So
Hopefully they're tracking us in the wrong direction at this point.
that is
Right.
in fact very likely true.
Okay, well, to start with, I changed back to my normal form since to arrive as a Quetzalcoatlus would probably be a little bit unusual. Do we want to find a place to rest for the evening?
Yeah. Can I get a feel for kind of the law enforcement in the area? Like a good place for us to lay low.
Yeah, absolutely. You're using your background feature here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of... So one thing that's interesting is that this place is definitely under Celestial jurisdiction, but there's a relatively strong presence that you noticed from what you would think of as the Wyvern Guard of Prion. They probably just have a base here from Prion that they like rest. They're supposed to patrol the Prion border, and so it makes a certain degree of sense that they'd be here as well. But you notice that a lot of them are around as well. But there's like a very serious vibe that you're getting of like, if I'm off duty, it's not my problem. And most of the guards that you see here are off duty. Very few people are like actually doing serious guard work or anything of the sort. You feel relatively like safe. Like there's a little bit of like, I think you even see like a guard that you recognize as a guard watch someone get pickpocketed and see the kid do it and then just like not care. It's whether they're bribed off or whether they don't care or whether they're just like, not my problem, not my issue. That's certainly the vibe you're getting here. If you're looking for a place that doesn't have any guards, there are plenty, and that is not hard. This place is, again, it's a way station, so there's a lot of people who come through here, and so from that perspective, there's, again, more than 70 inns. This is not some one inn town, so you can easily find one. Yeah.
I think we should look for an inn in the kind of more Prion side of town, in the less guard controlled areas.
Okay. Yeah. You see an inn called Andros's. I think it's called Andros's. The translation would be stable, but it's in Prion. It's really just place to stay. It's translated badly on the sign, but that's what it is. Andros's stable, and it's on the Prion side of town, and it seems quiet in general.
All right, we made it.
Mm-hmm. Ah, greetings. My name is Andros. Are you travelers?
Yes, and we need a room or a few rooms, or how are we doing this?
Well, our beds are second to none. I have been told by many a customer that they get a fantastic night's sleep, that the pillows are soft and well fluffed, and well, my wife is making dates for the morning. She turns the dates into a paste, and we put it on some toast. It's quite delicious.
Awesome. I can see we picked the right place.
Well, you've picked Andros's. How could it not be the right place?
All right. So we get a couple rooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. How many? Just out of curiosity for narrative purposes, how many are we getting? 5 individual rooms, or are we getting? Mostly, I'm curious. Really, what I'm asking here is, who's sleeping in the same room as Alexa? That's really the only question I'm asking here.
Lexa will get her own room.
Okay, there you go.
But I think that yeah, I'm not really tired yet. I mean, yeah, I don't know. This place seems pretty cool. I'm not really tired, so maybe I'll just wander around a little bit, explore.
That sounds fun. I'll go with you.
Yeah, me too.
Sure. Okay, you're not tired?
Nah, we didn't have to walk like most of the way. I'm sure that some of us might be tired, but I didn't have to walk for 5 hours, so that I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. And I wonder if someone could be my roommate, because there's something I kind of need to do that needs supervision.
I don't mind staying behind. Early to bed. Elf makes the coffee or whatever I read earlier today.
Thanks, Tippy.
Okay, so we split the party. Let's start with the boys. So Timothy and Narash. What's the plan?
So I look at Timothy and I say, I need you to tie me up.
Whoa, hold on here. I'm not.
Not like that. Just, I have an idea. We haven't been able to figure out what's going on with this yellow fluid that Shadra and her people messed with, and I think I need to try it. But there's a possibility that I could get mind controlled. So I need you to tie me up.
I see. So I'm like, need to do this or want to do this? Just for clarification.
Well, I guess you could call it need, because I don't know what to do at this point to figure out what's going on with this substance, and I don't have any resources, and I don't know where we're going, so I need to do this for myself and for my planet.
Okay. For science.
that?
will help you. You'll owe me a favor. I'm not sure what that's going to be at some point, but I don't know. Maybe we'll go fishing. That seems quid pro quo.
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
In the desert.
in the desert.
Okay. So you're gonna tie him up and feed him yellow citrine. Oh, cool.
It should be it's a microdose, but enough to figure out what's going on with
Yeah,
this.
yeah, sure.
You,
Okay.
I mean, just for the record, do you have like a what's the word? Like some sort of reactant or something that would nullify the effects?
So actually, I have to ask Matthew: do I have any untainted citrine algae left, or did I feed it all to the shakshuka?
Rakshasa. I think you are out of the untainted. I think you are pretty solidly tainted.
So I say, not really. So I guess if things go sideways, just knock me out for a while until the dose it runs its course.
Okay, this seems like a good idea.
It has to be done, I think.
All right.
So with that, I find the most comfortable place I can and sit myself down and allow myself to be tied up.
Okay. And just before you take the yellow citrine, we're going to smash cut to the girls.
So Lexa is going to so Lexa looks like a human in kind of I don't know, a plain black like cloak. She looks clean, not like travel worn or whatever. But and she's going to kind of wander aimlessly, apparently aimlessly, but she's also trying to keep an eye out for a shop with a red sign and a gold leaf.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a lot of humanity, and I use that word to mean everything here. You see goblins and halflings, you see hobgoblins, you see humans, you see elves, you see a dragonborn, you see several tieflings. It's a lot of you see lots of lizard folk as well. It's a very well populated place. Yeah, can you roll an investigation check for me?
12.
Yeah. I think there's just like a lot of sensory overload. Like there's so many people who are just loud, and like people constantly are in your face and like try my treats, and like there's just this constant like sort of aggressive noise of the area. How are you dealing with this? How does that feel to have just like things constantly coming at you?
She's kind of in like people people mode. Like she's used to dealing with people and like unwanted attention and stuff like that, and but also she's really out of it. So she's gonna she has a lot of kind of like faint half smiles and like, oh no thank you. Yeah, like she's kind of annoyed but trying like not to let it show.
How obvious do you think is it?
I think that to people, like to strangers, it seems totally normal. To Nova and Thea, it's probably obvious. But I'm sure they knew that she's not doing great anyways. So
Yeah.
this is not. I'm sure that they're not surprised.
No. Just
I
curious.
wonder. I was kind of wondering about them. Like, are they
Yeah.
like?
That's-
Are you guys like eating treats and like looking at vendors and grabbing shots from the like.
Mhm.
I'm assuming there's probably like people slinging alcohol like on the
all
on
over
the
the place.
corners.
Yeah, everywhere.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah. What's the experience like for you?
I love this fantasy New Orleans.
For sure. Get a hurricane in a yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. So, I don't hide these things. Racy was San Francisco. Nessun Core is New Orleans. I'm not hiding, okay?
They're called sandstorms here, though.
Yeah.
I think Nova's trying like all of the free stuff,
Mhm.
and then like buys everyone a round of shots.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think Thea is also indulging in a bunch of stuff.
Absolutely. Slix, are you trying to ditch them, or?
I think I'm looking for an opportunity. I think that if an opportunity comes up where they are like drinking and distracted, she will try and like change her garb in an instant and just kind of walk the other direction and disappear into the crowd.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is a deception check. It'll be contested versus a perception check from the two of them. You obviously are at disadvantage because of your condition, and they have
Right.
straight rolls. Are either of you very drunk? I want to ask to Thea and Nova.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't think you were. I just thought I'd better check.
20.
Nice.
And we're doing perception.
Yeah, straight perception check.
Can I add my dice?
Sure.
I got 26.
Nice.
I got a 22.
Okay. You two both notice as Celexa tries to ditch you, which is surprising because normally she's very good at ditching you. And I think like she seems like just tired enough that she almost like stumbles a little bit, and it's that body movement that you pick up in the crowd more than anything else as she's trying to ditch you.
Wait, she's trying to ditch us.
Hey, it's Alexa. What?
She's already like
she's
she
gone.
just walked away.
Yeah, she's gone.
So you can
follow if you want,
but
but
she just walked away and tried to disappear into the crowd.
Yeah.
Let's follow her.
Yeah, let's follow.
Absolutely. So Celexa starts making her way through the crowd and is finding her way towards the shop that she is looking for. When Celexa, you feel a hand just grab your shoulder. And a voice says to you, "I don't particularly like illusions. Who are you?" And we turn and we see a white dragonborn with a scar across his face, wearing a black hood that covers almost all of his snout. And that's where we're going to stop.
Okay.
That's what we'll call it for the day. Excellent. Okay, let's see if my computer can handle doing experience points. Okay, let's do this thing. Will you work? And next week I get to open with a fever dream. That'll be fun. Okay. Okay, let's do this thing. So, okay, who's up first? Let's do Narash. Narash, how'd you do?
I think I did pretty well. Guiding light, basically the sort of team building stuff, definitely
100%.
took care of that with,
Flying.
with the flying. As far as the trying to make some medicine for Celexa and capture some sample flora. It's on the way.
Yeah,
it's,
work in
it's
progress.
happening. So that'd be one, and then the second is testing the tainted citrine algae, which is also underway. So I would say that'd be one.
Yep, sounds good to me. Thea.
So my guiding light, I think we worked pretty well as a team and kind of discussed like the genie situation all together and like good team building stuff. Belief one, I wanted to find a way to thank Celexa. It hasn't happened yet, but maybe something in this city.
Oh, maybe go shopping for her. Shopping is always fun.
Belief two, I wanted there to be no surprises on the road, and that did not happen.
Yeah, I think you actually failed. You did well on the first roll, but you failed the second roll, and so it was a high bar that you set yourself. But still good. Timothy.
I don't think I jeopardized myself or the mission to save a life.
I disagree. I think hiding in plain sight. This is a new ability, and obviously you're very good at it. But like, you went to the army to see what they were doing, and then purposefully led them away from you. I would feel that's jeopardizing yourself. I don't see it's like. It's not like self-sacrifice in some sense, but like because it's what you're good at. But like I feel like you deserve credit for that.
All right.
If you're comfortable taking credit.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Belief number one, Celexa isn't looking good. Timothy will help her get to the town. We did get to the town. I didn't do much to do that, but
I want to give you a point for that anyway because of leading them off. The guards, the Celestial military could have gotten here looking for you guys before you guys if you hadn't done that. There were several things that contributed to that, but I want to give you a point.
Yeah. And then number two, Narash and his off-planet flora. Okay, so just the natural world responding to the covering. So we kind of poked around that. We examined the body, the stomach.
Working.
So again, working towards.
Sounds good to me. Celexa.
Yeah. So Celexa, I think. Maybe for the first time in a few days, she is. I'm going to claim a point for her guiding light. I feel like, despite the fact that she is struggling, she's feeling kind of like very determined right now, and she. I don't know. She's like, even when she feels like she's kind of barely hanging on, she's still trying to like be there, especially for Thea, you know.
Yeah, I love it.
And so yeah, I'll claim a point for that.
Okay.
Belief one, using every means at her disposal to cure the Rakshasa's curse. I think that's in progress.
Yep.
It sounds like we're working towards that. And then doing the best she can to hide what she knows from the party, especially Nova. Also seems in progress. Yeah.
Yep.
In progress. So I think 3 altogether.
Yep, I agree. And Nova.
I don't know if I threw myself into danger today. So maybe not for that one.
Okay.
Let's see. Making myself available to friends and helping them on their own personal missions. I don't know that I did that either.
Yeah, I think we need to see a conversation where you have a moment of like freedom and like, hey, I'm feeling good. Can I help you? You know, like we kind of need to see that.
Yeah, I think it just didn't happen today.
I didn't invite you, Nova. Sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
It's okay. And I think that I am trying to help Celexa feel better. It maybe not in the way that she wants, by offering to carry her and by following her when she doesn't want me to. I think in those ways I am trying to help her.
There we go. Okay. Excellent. Well, that is barely a level up. So, I know we said level up last time, but I did the math wrong last time. So, I was wrong. Now is the actual level up. There we go. And that makes more sense too. But it is barely. That's interesting. It was, normally you guys are like, well, it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. There we go. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Hope that you guys had a good time. Please go live good and happy lives. And as always, the best advice that I can possibly offer you is don't forget to call your cat and feed your